Serie A then starts this weekend, and we've got you covered on ESPN. First game, Chievo against Juventus, noon Eastern, right here on ESPN+. As we welcome Mina Rzouki into the show for the first time from Turin. Mina, of course, you'll be going to that game which sees Juventus kick off the start of the defence of their title. What's the buzz around the city been over the last few weeks, considering the Ronaldo signing?
I'll be honest, I think most people here have just been drunk with happiness, and you can't really blame them. They were looking for that final step up just to start being, recognized among the very best rather than just one step below the likes of Barcelona and Real Madrid. And with Ronaldo, now they feel like they have a really clear chance of not just going to a final, but actually winning one. So there's huge excitement around everywhere, and it's just constant talk. Everywhere you go, from little children to adults are wearing the number 7 shirt. But I think today, more than any other day, there's also a hint of sadness because of obviously Claudio Marchisio.
Marchisio, of course, announced he'll be leaving the club. But Mina, you take a look at this. Do you think it'll be a success? Are we talking the same sort of numbers that you got in Real Madrid? Could we expect those sort of goals in a Juventus shirt?
That's always going to be difficult to predict because obviously this is his first season. It is a different league. It is a style of football that perhaps is rather different to what he's experienced. But I do think that this is the kind of club that would suit him perfectly. You can already see that they're playing sort of fluid, mobile up front, and all 4 attackers from Bernardeschi, Douglas Costa, Ronaldo, and of course Paulo Dybala, just rotating positions. It all looks so perfect at the moment. And you would think that he'd do very well because the team will be very much playing for him. Allegri will make sure of that. Whether or not he'll be the star of the show, they can only hope. But you imagine with Ronaldo, as Douglas Costa says, even when he leaves training, he's still training constantly. Ronaldo's constantly there from beginning to end. So I think he'll be a success wherever he goes, this man.
Gabby, you take a look at the potential lineup for Juve. Is that how you think it will go? Ronaldo, Mandzukic, Dybala?
No, it's really, really tough to say. And this is maybe, if you are going to pick holes in the Ronaldo signing, you might wonder a little bit about balance. This is one scenario. Somebody has to play center forward. There's a question about whether Cristiano wants to play center forward, up front on his own. If not, you're looking at Mandzukic, phenomenal player, a workhorse. But again, somebody who, he's got a lot of miles on those tires as well. And then you're not sure how the pieces around him fit. On paper, I think in certain games, it would be fantastic. Just let it fly. Douglas Costa on one side, Dybala on the other, and just setting up Ronaldo in the middle. But I think in bigger games, Allegri is still Allegri. He might opt for somebody like Mandzukic who gives you all the work off the ball to help carry Ronaldo out wide.
What do you think, Robert? If you're Allegri, how would you employ Ronaldo?
I would actually, I'd play him through the middle and I'd play with wide players. I'd play with maybe Dybala playing in behind him. I might leave Mandzukic out the side. I'd play with Bernardeschi on one side, Douglas Costa the other, because, as I've said many times, Ronaldo is a brilliant box player. He's great in the air. He needs crosses coming into the box. Now, he's not someone that's going to run the channels. He's not someone that's going to score great individual goals in terms of beating 3 or 4 players. He's the best box player in the world at the moment, and that's why you've got to get crosses into the box. So I'd go with wide players.
Shaka, it's interesting. I think if we would go back to our show at the start of Serie A last season, I don't think there would be the same sort of buzz, the same sort of excitement around the league. Ronaldo joining, plus the other storylines, really seems to have focused attention on Italy.
It has, and I think it's been incredible to witness. Who would have thought that one player making that transfer, albeit from a club as big as Real Madrid to another as big as Juventus, would have such a knock-on effect for the entire league? This is not just about Juventus kind of tooling for the Champions League. Everybody in Serie A has benefited the results, and it speaks to the character of the person involved.
Mina, from a Juventus' perspective, obviously, I suppose Serie A is a given. Is it Champions League or bust, basically?
I think that they announced their intentions when they brought back Leonardo Bonucci. This was very clear. It was like, we're going to give up the likes of Caldara, a young prospect, very much thought of as the future of their defensive line, to bring back somebody that they know can guarantee success in the back line, someone who understands the defensive point of view of Allegri. So by bringing back the likes of Bonucci, making certain sacrifices, I think that they're saying we're going all out. We don't want just the Champions League. We want the treble. We want the commercial revenue that comes with that. We want to sell our merchandise, and we want to be regarded as big as Barcelona. So they want to go all for it now, and I think this is the season where they're like, we're no longer going to just be a club that builds for the future, but rather one that starts winning from now.